Continuing Chapter 1 on data collection, we're in Section 1.5, Bias in Sampling. So our objectives are to explain the sources of bias in sampling. And we'll start by identifying three sources of bias that we often see in sampling. The first one is called sampling bias. This is the technique used to obtain the samples when the technique used to obtain the sample's individuals tends to favor one part of the population over the other. Okay, so it's if your technique that you used to obtain the sample's individuals ends up favoring one part of the population over another, then you have sampling bias. Examples are convenience samples, which might favor, for my example I said before, is if you fill out the survey that you get from Old Navy on your receipt. That's a convenience sample because only you're self-selecting whether or not to participate, and it favors people who want a coupon. If you don't ever plan to go back, whether you're just visiting and you don't have an Old Navy in your town, or you don't really like the store, so you're not motivated by the coupon, then you're only people, then you won't fill it out. So it tends to favor the people who want to come back. It also represents an undercoverage where you're not getting everyone in the population, or a sample of everyone from the population. That's sampling bias. Then we have non-response bias. This exists when individuals selected to be in the sample who do not respond to the survey, but who would have had different opinions than those who do. Ways to fix that are callbacks and rewards or incentives. So we were talking about incentives like a coupon, but maybe you need to come up with other different types of incentives to get people to complete your survey. So when people don't respond, but yet those are people who might have a different opinion than the ones that did respond. So a lot of times they say the people who fill out, like for example, Yelp on a restaurant, they either really, really loved it or really, really hated it. But what about the people in the middle? How do you get them to fill it out, right, and report? So if it's something like trying to survey students, maybe I would have a callback would be like maybe an email reminder or a reminder in Momentum or something like that. Some way to remind people, please fill out this survey. Okay, participate in this survey. Number 3, response bias. That exists when the answers on a survey do not reflect the true feelings of the respondent. So this could happen because the interviewer made an error, or they misrepresented the answers, or the way the questions were worded, or the way the questions were ordered, what words were used, the type of question, or even a data entry error. So the ways to fix that include rotating the order of words or questions. That's one way you can fix it. So sometimes a survey is written in such a way that it kind of guides people to give a specific answer, and you don't want that. You want their true response, not a bias in their response. Okay, we'll continue this in the next, we'll continue 1.5 in the next video.